Well, I had actually clicked on opening Streamlabs, and I thought, oh, I accidentally clicked on it. No, I knew I had to click on it because I gotta record the last 3 episodes for Dr. Stone review. And, unlike most of the other people who are doing Dr. Stone, I am leaving in the song. As for what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the opening. I'm not talking about the ending song. No. No, you will see in episode 24. Which, like I said, what a way to end season 1 with a banger. But, they end up having to go and mine tungsten because they only have a little bit of tungsten. And tungsten's really hard to get out of rock, so they figured magma. Of all the people. So, Senku, Chrome, and Magma go to mine the tungsten. Gen talks to Magma before he leaves. We don't get to find out what he said until later in the episode. But, yeah, I thought that, once they left and Gen goes like, well, now we got rid of Senku. I was like, what are you talking about? Because I'm sure, like, most everybody who watched the show and this episode was thinking, did he just betray them? Because while they're going through the caves, they end up coming across a mica pit. And for those of you who don't know mica, which I didn't at the time, it's very brittle. You could easily take a piece of mica and break it apart easily with your hands. That's how brittle it is. And if they're not careful, they could end up making a trap with mica and falling in it. Right as Senku is telling them all this, he steps, you hear a crack, and Magma rushes in to push him out of the way. I knew he would push him out of the way because if he had pushed him before the crack, then you would think that he's trying to push him in. He wasn't. He was trying to save him. And Chrome obviously came to the wrong idea, thinking that Magma was trying to betray them. And Senku, grabbed him before he could fall in, but because of this, he ended up falling in as well. And Chrome gets the idea to try and fill the hole up with water so that, they can float to the top. I mean, it's probably their best bet at this point, considering they can't really climb out the mica. And if they're not careful, even if they manage to get to the top, one wrong, hard enough grip, and they go falling back down because of the mica. Sadly, Senku can't handle the cold very well. So once it got high enough, Magma picked him up and tossed him out. And then Magma was able to get, out through the water. But, yeah. They were able to get out, thankfully, thanks to Chrome, Magma, and Senku. Later, they end up running across a giant, what was it, a stalactite or a stalagmite? I can't remember which was I know one of them is the top and the other is the bottom. And it was full of different minerals, essentially. And they grab as much as they can carry, but Magma rushes them out of there before very long. Even though they probably could have carried a lot more. And it turns out, at first Senku thought they were trying to betray him because all they had to do was present Senku to Tsukasa and tell him that science is dead and their village would be safe. No, they didn't do that. No, what Gen told Magma before he left was get Senku back in 3 days or else, and then it kind of trailed off. And Magma did exactly that. And the reason they wanted him back in 3 days is because he actually admitted when his birthday was, not realizing it because he mentioned how many days he had been alive at this point, and I calculated it, and I think he said 6,268. I could be wrong. It was either that or 6,278. I can't remember. Let me check real quick. Divided by 365. Hang on. 6,278 divided by 365. Yeah. This makes a lot more sense. He is now 17 years old. Oh wait, that didn't count leap years. Oh well, it's there. So as a birthday gift, they made him a telescope. Because, again, remember that you could put 2 lenses in a tube and essentially make a telescope. They'd have to obviously fine-tune it a little bit, but Senku could probably do that. Senku was obviously happy about this, not just for the fact that they could use it practically by, you know, to spy on what the Tsukasa Empire's doing, but also to, you know, view the stars. Something he has always said in his flashbacks is that he wants to go to space. This is his best, probably his only way to get to space. Well, too bad, it's up to Granddaddy. If he says no, you have to wait. Nope, you're not going outside. Hang on. Do is just get this last video out. Good God. Sorry, he wants a path and he will not take no for an answer. When he wants something, he just goes, he says what he wants multiple times, essentially, until we give in. And I told him, just give me a minute to finish. Anyway, they end up taking all the tungsten they gathered and making it into a powder, working on heating it, working on making all the stuff that they need to finish. And they end up making it. It's nowhere near looking like a phone, cellular, or landline, but then again, it's primitive, so they don't have the luxury of having all the stuff they need to make it really tiny. So they end up having to actually make another one because they only made one, and you need 2 cell phones to communicate with each other. And when they do, they demonstrate it by having Chrome talk to Rui and the others on the other end. And, dang it. Did I miss something? I don't remember, but I swear I missed something. Because the telescope thing was episode 22. Episode 23 was them making everything. I don't remember. And then episode 24 was, oh yeah, episode 24. Episode 23 was them making everything. Episode 24 was showing off the phone and them saying it's something like a bee, and I'm like, what? How is a speaker like a bee? And then Rui tells the tale of the whole thing, and Senku realizes that it's talking about that little gravestone that was his father's, and it's not a gravestone, it's a time capsule. And when they break it open, and they get the aluminum foil off it with, was it sulfuric acid? It reveals a record. A literal record that looks like it was made out of the bottom of a glass, which actually it was. And then they make a record player and show how the people from the past made all that stuff. And it turns out that, you know, Byakuya wanted to talk to his son for a little moment. And then they had Lillian play or sing her song, One Small Step. And I have played that song so many times at work on my phone. I love that song, and this is probably one of the few I'm probably one of the few people on that do this show that will actually play the song, because they will either clip it out, mute it, or barely play anything on it. And I will show the entire thing. I don't care. I want everybody to hear this song. It is amazing, and once this whole COVID thing finishes out, I wish the entire world would play that song on loop, because it's really an inspirational song, in my opinion. Imagine growing up not hearing any music like these people have, and the first song they hear is that. I say that's amazing. Anyway, yeah, now they've gotten just about everything ready, and their only issue is going to be getting the phone to Taiju and Yuzuriha. That's going to be the issue. Because they're going to have to hide it, because they don't want the Tsukasa Empire to find it. No, because if they find it, they're going to probably destroy it. Or try and use it against them. That's most likely what would happen. So, yeah. We are going to have a hard time for season 2, but so far, I've gotten in with episode 6. There's 11 episodes in season 2. Which is surprising, because you would think that with the first season had 24 episodes. Season 2, you would think that it would have a lot more than a season than that. Like, maybe 20 episodes? No. Anyway, I'll work on everything, and I'll see you guys next time.